It is a Friday
Happy Friday.
on Savage Patriots. And I have my own thoughts about this whole so-called raid. And
Yeah.
I'll give you what that is here in a minute, but I don't consider this a raid. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But we're going to cover this so-called raid on Mr. Mayor Adams's fundraiser, people. And we'll get the rest of you guys' viewpoint on it.
Oh, we're going to do that a lot.
Yeah, a la raid. Raid. Like in Shadow Legends. Anyway.
Are we being sponsored by Shade?
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid. That's usually how it goes, man.
Yeah.
I don't know any streamer that's actually played that game.
I've played it. It's pretty fun.
No.
I mean,
you should get the sponsorship.
It's a microtransaction.
Yeah, for sure.
We got volume issues there.
I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. We'll get kicking. My freezer is what kicks my microphone off. It's on the same circuit. So
that's that Obama electricity.
It's that Obama electricity. Section 8 lightning. So we'll be back momentarily. Don't go nowhere. Obama phone, Obama economy, Obama theft. He'd do a good job if he just had his own marketing firm, man. He could get a lot done.
Barack O'Biden.
Man.
Barack O'Biden.
So let's dive into the story first, okay? And then we'll break apart the guts and the details. Because I think it's essential to at least get the concept down of what happened. Okay, good. Here we go. The White House. We're going to talk about the White House. The White House insisted didn't disinvite Adams over FBI fundraiser raid. I want to start with them because that's they have to put out Mr. Story to make sure everything works the way they want it. The Biden administration came out Friday to deny whispers, because Biden, I got them on the money.
They like the whisper.
It's because of me. It's me. That was my fault.
It was me.
I got dementia.
Hello.
I'm a potato. Hot potatoes in me. The White House denied whispers that it disinvited Mayor Eric Adams from the Migrant Crisis Summit after getting tipped off about a Thursday morning FBI raid. Tipped off. Now,
who tipped him off?
See, you beat me to the question of his campaign fundraiser. Adams has had an increasingly frosty relationship with President Biden over the impact of record-breaking illegal immigrations on city services. But the president's team claimed it never snubbed Hosner, nor tried to duck an optics nightmare by yanking him from the guest list.
Okay, can we just affirm that what's his face? Adams has a little bit of beef with Biden because of the immigration, the toll immigration is having on city services that the people in New York voted.
Yeah, they wanted it. That make sense. This rumor is false. Believe us, please. A White House official told the Post on Friday, Mayor Adams canceled his participation in the meeting yesterday. Not us.
It was the other guy. He did it. It wasn't us. It wasn't us.
It's always the other guy.
It was Waldo.
It's always.
Adams, 101. Blame the other guy.
Adams, who once called himself the Biden of Brooklyn, I could believe that, before clashing with the 80-year-old president over the border breakdown, posted a video of himself aboard a plane to D.C. on Thursday morning before he abruptly returned to New York. The FBI timed its raid on the Brooklyn home of the 25-year-old Brianna Suggs to coincide with Adams' trip to Washington. Law enforcement sources told the Post.
Where does the Suggs last name come from? Because
this is her. Okay. Like Terrell. That might be Terrell Suggs' daughter. You know who Terrell Suggs is, right?
No.
He was a defensive player for the Baltimore Ravens back in the day.
Yeah, it's probably his daughter.
It's probably related.
Yeah.
Wait, so hold on. Wait, is Adams having something on the side right now?
She young.
No, it's yeah, I know it's a young activist that was working for a campaign. That's what it was. She was coming out of college, wanted a job to get into public life, and that's the easiest ways to work for somebody's finance.
Oh, like Kamala
campaign
did.
finance.
But
Yeah.
I'll go with Jay's point. I believe that he's doing something on the side with this young lady because she Kamala to get in that position.
It's a
I'm
Kamala.
just saying. I don't
Oh,
give
yeah.
nobody the benefit of doubt. Coy's too nice for me. Screw
Hey,
that.
look,
I'm just saying the reality is probably
you do
that,
what
but I mean, it
works.
could
No.
be happening, man.
you do what works.
The
If
reality is what I said.
some people say you pray, some people
That's what
say
I
I will
say.
kind of halfway do the prayer, but I'll get on my knees. Some people say that. You never know.
Yeah. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
That's right.
Hold on. We're not going to leave this point that fast. We know how it works in Hollywood, in music,
Mm-hmm.
in politics.
In politics.
There's always a little something you got to do sometimes if you're of a certain gender, sometimes a male gender. We all know this. Let's not be freaking naive and crazy. Let's tell it
Swalwell
like
did
it
it.
is.
Swalwell did it with an Asian. So
Yep.
Yeah, and who was a spy? The spy who loved me.
now
That's-
there's no saying that Suggs isn't, though. Here's the thing. There's no saying that Suggs is not one of those things, because the money that they're talking about may have stemmed from a Turkish location.
Yeah, yeah. That's well, she just accepted it on probably on behalf of the Williamsburg-based construction company who was tied to Adams' campaign because it donated to his campaign,
Yeah, it's all
which
tied.
happens to come from a Turkish
Yeah.
source.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you will chirp. All birds chirp, 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 chirp. When she's putting that hot seat, you're
Yeah.
going to see stuff come out.
Because, like, how do you get things built in New York City? You gotta grease somebody's wheels, right?
Grease something.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
The raid sought evidence of Adams' aides colluding with the Turkish government and Brooklyn construction company KSK Construction Group to move foreign cash into his 2021 mayoral campaign coffers through straw donors. It was not immediately clear why Ankara government would seek to boost I can tell you all that, but I'll leave that for a different time. Adams City Hall candidacy. Suggs, her firm, earned more than what?
$150,000.
Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to say something that may or may not be true, but I'm linking it anyway. Okay, hear me out. Hillary Clinton's campaign managed to raise a certain number after it was done. That number was 10 times what that lady's earnings were.
Yep.
Okay.
But she knows how to play the game.
But this 150 keeps coming up, either 150K, 150 million, or 150 billion. It keeps popping up at this exact number. So something tells me that there is some set price somewhere on certain informational pieces that we are not privy to. That's one.
Interesting.
Two, at 23 years old, listen carefully. I understand there are tons of entrepreneurs and people make some smart business moves and they can get rich doing things. However, everything needs a face and a front. This might just be theirs. Now, what is the biggest going thing right now to push for the Democrats? Diversity.
Amplify Black voices.
Thank you, BB.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And then
Thanks,
on
BB.
top of that, amplify Black female
voices.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I can easily see this being something that they need to put a fresh, she's young, don't worry about it, nothing to see here kind of twist to the fact that she's the one that managed to bring the thing up. However, she may not have been the one, and they're using her as cover because he needed to use somebody that could pass, side chick or not. And I think it's working.
Yeah.
I think it's working well for him.
According to reports by the New York Post, the raid was conducted to a broader public corruption probe by the feds looking into whether money was illegally funded to Adams in 2021 mayoral campaign via the construction company I talked about, and was purposely conducting while they were purposely doing this a while out of town. They also were looking in to see if they were working with the Turkish government to do straw donations, so where somebody else is donating on behalf of someone else. So that's what they were looking into.
Okay.
Is what they're saying it is. That's what they're saying it is. Anyway.
Now here is my take as to why I don't think this was a raid. Okay. Now, again, I know people who know me from Too Strong understand the term stretch. So I'm going to stretch. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. I'm going to sit in my bunker. I'm going to put on my QAnon glasses. Whatever you want to say I'm doing, feel free to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Beautiful.
This is what I'm thinking. Okay. I think it's a scare tactic to put on Adams. Now, you don't want to push and bring in migrants? Huh. Oh, you think you're going to speak against our administration, huh? Can you all go take a look at his campaign real quick? Oh, go ahead and raid. And when he's coming to, it's a scare thing. Go ahead, get him. You don't want to agree to how we run things? See what happens when you disagree with us. We got you now by the balls. Okay, I'm going to make my prediction. Watch Mayor Adams reverse his course on what he thinks about immigration by next week. I'm giving him till next week. Watch him come forward and say, we can make this way. I found money somewhere to make this work, and we're going to go forward with bringing more illegal immigrants in. Watch
agree.
Him not do this because he got scared. Watch.
I agree. And you'll see this is such a big story right now in the news. And we always constantly say that one word, shiny objects, right? It's something in what Marlon said, I believe. But also this FBI raid is something to take our eyes off what's really going on, what's really happening in the world right now. So we're going to hear about this. Like Marlon said, they're going to talk to him. He's going to get scared. He's going to change his tune, and this is just going to disappear. He's going to change what his stance on immigration. And then we're not even going to talk about the fact that he was raided for corruption or whatever it was. We're not going to talk about that anymore. Oh, yeah, he changed his mind. Let's go on to the next story. Never forget.
The other part to it is that the Biden administration can come back and see, my DOJ is an equal opportunity prosecutor. It may not be, but I can easily go back and say, you see, I'm not just going after Trump. I'm going after even our own kind. Look, our old people might do something wrong. We're going to find out. And they're going to say that and have you later come back and find nothing wrong and no one will go to jail. Or you're going to find some random person that they're going to say had nothing to do with Adams once he falls back in line, has been arrested. And they did it without his approval.
Yeah.
I may not be the smartest person out there, but you know what I can decipher? Corruption.
Yep.
I agree. It's one of the most easy things to see. So if I'm right, we'll see. If I'm wrong, we'll see.
I mean, I'm better than Adams because I'd be petty. I'd be like, Biden hates black people, like Kanye did. Remember he said when they asked him about Bush hates black people. That's how I'd be with Adam. Adam would be like, what it is. You know what? This is because of Biden, and he hates black people. And he told us to our face that if we didn't vote for him or toe the line with him, you ain't black. And that's what he's doing to me.
You ain't a Negro.
I'd flip the whole script on him real fast.
Yeah.
Let's hear what the official narrative is, and let's see if they show or say anything here. They might just show the FBI showing up. Let's see if it's anything like they did on Mar-a-Lago. This will be a telltale right here. Ready? Or this might just be his interview. Let's find out. That's the raid, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a raid.
Wow.
Did they go after Trump like this?
No.
This is they went in
look at that. Look at that raid. That's an amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's an amazing raid.
I mean, so much force behind that raid.
I know. Lights everywhere.
Oh, I remember another raid that they did. Actually, a couple of them that they did where they showed up in full force.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
remember Roger
6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Roger Stone got it.
Yeah.
Guns out.
Yeah.
Look. I mean,
pinned him to the ground and all that stuff. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, but it was quite the raid. Like I said, now look, optics and all that you want to talk about. If you really want to tell me that you're going after corruption, you call this a raid.
It's a raid.
In fact, you know what? Let's do something even better because I'm curious about it myself. Raid definition.
Bug spray.
Okay, this is what raid says. Okay, a surprise attack by a small armed force to sudden forcible entry into a place by police.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a raid. That was more of a
They were just
So-
serving a search warrant. That's
yeah,
all they were doing.
pretty much. Yeah, search warrant. They knocked and hey, sir, can we come in? We don't mean to bug you, Mayor Adams, but we were told to come here to see if you got some.
Yeah.
What had happened was we were
No,
going to need
is
to
it-
call this a raid.
Yeah, you guys can come in. Just don't look in that cabinet right there.
I wonder
Okay.
whose toes he had to have stepped on, right? Because like most people don't understand this in politics is that there's an opposition research groups out there that have a book, and in that book is everything you've ever said or done that they can find, and they only use it when they need it, and it only use it when it's beneficial to them. So the only reason that this is happening to Adams is because either he stepped on somebody's toes or they needed it.
He stepped on somebody's toes.
You had to have.
They're making an example out of him. It's too close to election time. This just didn't start.
Yeah.
This is something that, like you said, they've known about. They've known about this. But what he said, it affects Joe Biden's chances of getting reelected.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
So they
and it
had to
pro-
do something to a total line, dude.
And it probably hurts Joe Biden's bottom line too, because
Mhm.
he's the one complaining about. It was Adams that's complaining about. We
You
don't
know
have
what
the
it reminds me
space
of?
and all that stuff to.
Sorry. I was thinking of Joe Biden. You remember a certain speech of his is we don't need these uppity
Negroes. Yeah.
like that's what it
he would
reminds
say
me
that.
of, right? Like cuz Chicago and also New York are run by what?
And
Black people.
And
I'm just
for
Black folks.
all those Biden supporters, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, no matter what he
Yeah.
says.
Okay, so I want you to see something real quick here about what Adams has said. They always try to leave themselves a little bit of a back door so they can run out, right? They
Yeah,
have
run.
they have
Always.
to. Okay, they got to leave the back door open. So he recently had a statement made at the border, right, to migrants, and what he said was this. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit here on this right. Cha 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 cha.
Right, chill.
Even Adams' strong rhetoric on immigration has enraged his colleagues on the left and made strong bedfellows in the conservative movement. No, it has not. It has not made him anybody on his side on the conservative. We can
No,
see
because-
through this guy. Come on, we're not that
No.
dumb. Please.
Just
The
no.
mayor continues to draw a line on how far and under what terms he's willing to go to battle with the migrant crisis. On Tuesday, the mayor overruled his chief advisor, Ingrid Lewis-Martin, after she drew harsh scrutiny from New York City Council members for saying the United States should close its southern border. Here's the back door. We believe the border should remain open. That's the official position of the city. Now, I want you to understand why this is so silly. On the one hand, you're telling me that the migrant crisis in your city will cripple you. But on the other hand, you're saying there's no problem. That's why the border should remain open.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What you call that is hypocrisy. One, because you don't want it in your city, but you don't mind it in everybody else's.
Mm,
That's right.
But
Yeah.
two,
I mean,
if you were to backtrack your statement, you can always go back and say, I've always wanted the open border. I just needed funding.
mhm.
just needed time.
Just needed time. I remember I said it was going to destroy the city, but now that I have funding, it's not going to destroy the city.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
can
saying,
make it better.
watch him. He's going to come back and say, nah, it's fine. There's no problem here. Come on in. I mean,
Matter of
Brooklyn already
fact,
has
while
the-
we're at it, we're just going to kick more black people out of
the house.
their homeless shelters and out of their homes, and we're just going to move
Yeah.
them out and give them money, and we're going to move all these immigrants in here. Matter of fact,
I
I'm
mean,
going to write a policy that mandates
that you do.
Americans that have extra room in their houses to move these immigrants in.
And not just
Yep.
money, bro, but like the bare minimum, barely able to afford rent money, while the immigrant that's going to replace the black people living in those housing units will get probably what, 2,000, 3,000
A month, easy.
Yeah, it was more than that.
6,000 a month, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. But
So
It was a
New York-
couple thousand.
yeah,
Isn't-
New York
isn't it-
City is also the only place in the world where they have a city tax.
Right. And the rent in Brooklyn is like astronomical. I think it's like $3,500 a month is
Yeah,
the
for,
average.
Studio.
Okay.
for a studio.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so here it is, right? You already know that rent is going up. It's going through the roof. People are moving out, and I think that's by design. Hear me out. I just think it's by design. You outprice people, and you know how black people like to talk about redlining and gerrymandering. Your Negro is doing it to you right now. He's pricing you out of places to live because of the taxes in your state and city, because of the laws in your city, because of the cost of living, because of the laws he passes. He's pricing you out, which is what you would consider redlining. You just don't want to call it that because it's a black dude doing it and he's a Democrat.
Yeah.
So then when you guys move out, you think the rich people are going to know he's going to bring in the same people that he wants there to be there. Now, bet you the city won't go to waste no more because now he'll have places to put these migrants. Hey, look, you know, do what I want.
I'm just kind of still stuck on the whole studio. Like, okay, you're going to be paying the average rent in New York, like they said in Brooklyn, is $3,350.
Mhm.
The average apartment size in Brooklyn is 650 square feet.
It's a toilet
You mean to tell me
Yeah.
that people are paying $3,300 for 660
for an outhouse. Yeah.
Yep.
And they're
Yeah.
proud of it too. A lot of them. I live in New York. Oh,
And okay, so that's considered
Not
a
that
flex. And then
impressive.
yet we have a mayor who is literally saying, y'all black folk, my kinfolk need to get out because we got illegals coming in here and we need to house that.
Yeah.
right to their face, and
It's
they
a
will
dead
turn
city.
around after he does that to them. They will after he does it to them, they will turn around and vote for him again.
When is the the New York community going to recognize that that's just a mental disorder at that point? You're like borderline.
They won't.
But you're functionally retarded at that point.
By functionally, but they're still functioning by their
I don't-
standards.
Wait, I was about to say explain function.
Yeah, I know,
there
right?
In that statement, like what's functional?
They can do
They know
this.
how
These
to-
people.
They can do this.
And they can scribble in D for
Mark
Adam.
an X.
Can you write your name
You don't
on
need to just write an
something,
X.
and can you speak a little? That's it. That's all they needed Biden for.
Let's find
just-
out what Brianna
Thank you,
Suggs
Diana.
is. Who is Brianna
Who's-
Suggs? Who is Brianna
Who's
Suggs?
who's this person?
Thank
The
you, Diana.
FBI did just a raid on someone's house Thursday. Brianna Suggs was a campaign fundraiser for Eric Adams in 2021, and she's only
Mhm.
23. She hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing yet. Nobody has, because they're not going to charge anybody. And there is a lot we don't know about the U.S. Attorney's investigation because you're not going to know.
Yeah,
Suggs was basically the campaign finance director.
it's probably
20
her first job out of
at
college too.
23, mind you. I'm just to handle 150K. 20.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, I mean, she could be.
a 23-year-old.
She could be smart. She could be a savant. Okay, let's give her the upper hand that she's a savant. Adams' decision to hire Suggs is already raising questions. Oh, never mind. Maybe she's not a savant because they would say that she graduated at the top of her class at 16 and she got her MBA and her doctorate. That they would say something like that. Donors
Oh.
to Adams dealt with
Yeah,
her
sure.
directly. Oh, really? Huh. One prominent contributor told her Playboy she was very, very young. What turned some heads is that she was running the whole operation of that campaign, the finance part of it, and she was so young and inexperienced. So hold
Well,
on.
he did get elected though.
Hold
so.
on. Okay. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. If I have money and a person running for an office tells me, hey, back me, I need your funds to help me win. And somebody comes to deal directly with me on behalf of Mayor Adams, and they are young and inexperienced. Why in the blue blazes would I give that individual money?
Oh, Daily just sent this article too. I got something highlighted for you.
I wanna
So,
know
what
why.
was you going to say about? Ask that question again, Marlon.
Why would I, having cash and experience, because I'm rich now,
Yeah.
give somebody I call very, very young, and it turned her head that she was young and inexperienced? Why would I deal with her and give her money for the campaign?
Can we
We know
just-
why. I mean,
just to belabor the point about the fact that she's quote very very young and was
Mhm.
given $150,000 because she was very in terms of experience. Hey Coy, why don't you go ahead and
I got it up for you, Marlon. You want to bring that up? This is a key point. Brianna Suggs, who graduated from Brooklyn College with a Bachelor of Science in Biology, not even political science or finance or economics, biology.
this fool handed $150K to a graduate from Brooklyn College who graduated with a BS in biology.
Okay. Okay, so then my question has even more merit. Again,
Experience.
It doesn't. Okay. Why would you give her the money? Especially why? I think bro's point of her being the
Yeah. Why are we giving these people the benefit of the doubt?
I'm
There is
not.
no reason. I'm not
Changing
saying
my
you are,
stance.
Yeah.
but there is no reason this 21-year-old. Okay, you graduate from high school when you're 18, zero life experience.
Mm-hmm.
21, and you're running something with that amount of money tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And then you got to look and say there's a reason why. You know, there's something that they're not telling us. You know, they're rubbing elbows, doing whatever to get her this position, but they did something because there's no ways that she was qualified to run this.
I got it. She went to the same school that Hunter Biden did to get on the board of Burisma.
I think it might be a little bit worse from what I'm just seeing here. Okay, this might if this is right, this is a whole lot worse than that. Okay. Wow. All right. So she's 23, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Or
would
25, I don't know.
Okay, so
Mhm.
they said 23. She may have benefited from her closeness to Mayor's longest serving aide, Ingrid Lewis-Martin. Suggs worked under Lewis-Martin in Adams' office from 17 to 21. She was 17 years old when she started working there.
Family ties?
No.
Nepotism.
I'm going to say it. Adams was diddling a young child. She was 17 working there.
Yeah.
And you gave her the reins at 20. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna say it. Adams, if you feel like suing me, sue me so we can bring everything to discovery. I believe this young lady was your bed buddy at 17 years old.
Yep.
She has zero experience to
Challengers.
get that kind of money. And the person she's working with, I'm not even care. It could even be that Lewis-Martin Adams person was her handler to you.
Probably.
Okay? There is no reason, none, that a 17-year-old person should be, one, charged after this point with the kinds of money that they're giving. You can't in 6 years. So it would be 6 years, 17 to 23, right? That's 6 years?
Mhm.
Okay. In 6 years, at a 23-year-old, you didn't have your aide run the campaign. You gave it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
A
All right.
bachelor's
Yeah.
graduate of biology.
Okay. She probably knows her way around the body.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I'm just saying. She referred to
Marlon, man. Come on.
We're still on YouTube, right, guys?
Yeah.
I'm
Are
just
we good?
saying.
Are we
I'm just
good?
saying. It's biology, right?
Yeah, truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
it
It's
is.
biology. She knows her way
yeah.
around the. What are you thinking? You dirty-minded guy. I'm just saying she knows her way around the body,
Oh man.
the human body.
That's bad.
She was referred to as Lewis-Martin's goddaughter, said one person familiar with the mayor's circle. She didn't, and Mayor Martin did not respond to the request for comment. She's like a kid.
Yeah.
The person said, she's not meticulous the way Adams himself is. These kinds of things aren't going to take him down. They're just going to take people around him down.
Dude, this is not looking good for Adams. Like he
at all.
must have stepped on somebody's toes he wasn't supposed to, because
Why do
this
you
is
think he
something
ran
that
back?
gets buried usually.
Why do you think he ran back?
Hold on a second. She's not as meticulous as Adams wanted, but she felt really good in bed.
She got biology.
Look, y'all. Look, you got to think outside the box. See, the
Kamala did
problem with today's society, they're too scared to look outside the truth. You know what I mean? My mind was telling me automatically she had to do something to get in that position, or something happened to get in that position, because
some position happened to get
there
in
is
that position.
no way a 21-year-old would be running a nonprofit with that amount of handling that amount of money without something behind the scenes is happening. Either, like Marlon said, he was diddling her, the father found out, or somebody found out, and it was like, oh, she's going to work for you, or we're going to do this.
But the thing is like, it wasn't even nepotism, because you go back up and it says it was somebody else's who described her as her goddaughter, not friend or anything. It was goddaughter. They weren't directly related, but who, I don't know, man.
They acted like it.
That's suspicious.
Yeah.
That's very suspicious.
Suggs didn't respond to a request for comment, and her spokesperson, Jordan Barowitz, declined to comment as well. Suggs is the mayor's re-election campaign. Is on the re-election campaign. She also worked for Striving for a Better New York PAC, which was closely aligned with Adams. Suggs was on Camilo's state senate campaign in 2022. Now Camilo is a council assembly speaker, and Manhattan Supreme Court Judge Dakota Ramseur. Suggs too worked with the Brooklyn Democratic Party. Brianna is the kind of person we consider with the highest of integrity. Of course you do. She knows the rules and regulations. She is someone who is smart and mild-mannered, but that somehow doesn't translate to the people you put her in front of, who called her young and inexperienced and childish.
And not as meticulous.
This sounds like a DC plant, in the same way that Epstein used young women as a plant.
Period.
This is exactly what it sounds like. I'm not trying to be conspiratorial, but I mean, there's no other explanation for somebody that young and inexperienced to work in his office coming from the Democratic Party. And she was probably promised a brilliant career if she does X.
And for people who might think we're reading some right-wing crazy post that said this is Politico. Politico hates the right with every fiber of their being. So they're not trying to run interference, and they're not trying to play for the right. They are fully left-wing. So don't come at us. Don't come at us talking about we are reading things that are against or anti-Democrat. This is a pro-Democrat page talking about crap that the Democrats are doing. It is becoming so blaringly obvious now that even the bad guys have to start calling the bad guys out. We're just saying, you got to start thinking a little bit more about what's going on. You have to.
I wish this was the case of nepotism, but it's not even that. It's far removed from that. Like I said, it's a plant. It's been a plant from the beginning, and it's. He had to have done something to piss somebody off, because there's usually like you said, the left and the media will run defense for a Democrat no matter what it is, as long as they're in the game. If they're not in the game anymore, they get destroyed. And this is exactly what we're seeing. Adams did something that made somebody mad, and they got the green light to destroy his career.
I can tell you what he said. I can tell you exactly what got him in this trouble.
We know what he did.
I know exactly what got him here, and I'll play it for everyone to understand what he said and what he did. He did this to himself. You never bite the hand that feeds you. That's what they say, right? Never bite the hand that feeds you. And on the living crap out of this hand, and this is what will come back to get you when you bite that hand. Okay, let me bring this up real quick here for you. All right, here we are. Listen carefully. This is him speaking. This is not a deep fake. Okay, this is not AI. Just so people know. Here we go.
We turned this city around in 20 months.
You did.
And then what happened? Started with a madman down in Texas decided he wanted to bus people up to New York City. 110,000 migrants. We have to feed, clothe, house, educate the children, wash their laundry sheets.
You do?
Give them everything they need, health care. And this team here We stated, let's do everything possible before we have to push it out into neighborhoods and communities. Month after month, I stood up and I said, this is going to come to a neighborhood near you. Well, we're here. We're here. We're getting no support on this national crisis.
Right there. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. He goes on, he'll say something else that will tell you who he's blaming. That was his problem right there. He went on national TV and pointed the finger at Biden. You don't do it. You can't do it. You cannot say that. Now, he started off good by saying that the Republicans sent him, those people, and then you turn around and stray from the point that they keep telling you to stick to. Blame Republicans, blame Republicans. No, you had to go and say that. And then you double down and say this.
And we're receiving no support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month.
Listen.
One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem.
There is his noose that he tied around his own neck. He pointed his hand at his owners and he went at them on TV in a forum. And this is what you get when you go against your hand that feeds you. When you stray from the Democrats' party line, when you stray from the talking points, and when you go against what they told you to do, they're going to light you up. Who said it best? Chuck Schumer. When you go after those three-letter agencies, they have 6 ways from Sunday of getting back at you. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, and they're going to get him. You know, right there, he was sounding like, you know, a conservative or a Republican, and they don't like that. You sound just like one of them MAGA, ultra MAGA guys. We can't have that. So, hey, somebody hit the switch on this dude. We're going to put his black butt back in his place right now.
I mean,
and that's what they did. They put him in his place. And like Marlon said, you're going to see maybe a week from now, he's going to come out chirping a different tune. Bring them all in. Bring them all. We'll take them all.
Yep.
We have the funding now. It's all game, man. Political theater.
And I want to play this last one and to show you what happens. Hey, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't make it up. Okay, you ready for this one?
The administration blames Mayor Eric Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul for the migrant mess in New York. Nate Foy's been following the back and forth. Now, Nate, the administration in Washington, Biden, blames New York's mayor, city, and New York's governor for this.
That's exactly right.
That's the blame game.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a back and forth after receiving a lot of criticism, including from Governor Hochul just in the past week. The Biden administration is now fighting back.
When was that?
But that's not how it works, right?
No, but
I'm
that's
gonna
exactly
give
how it
him the
works.
benefit of doubt on this one. It is not his.
No, but it's not his fault. That's not the whole point here.
Yeah.
The point is that, hey, you say you're blaming us. We're not getting any help. This is your fault. I don't think they're telling him it's his fault. The crisis existed like that. It's your fault for calling it a crisis. We told you this was our plan. You rebelled against our plan. You started calling it a problem. And if you're going to call it a problem and then tell us we're not helping, guess what we're going to do? Not help. In fact, we're going to make it worse for you. How? Send that raid on down there for that boy. We're going to show him how to get back. We're going to put y'all back in chains. He's going to get you.
If anybody doesn't see that the FBI is just a military arm of the Democratic Party at this point, I don't understand what you need more to see, because like there is only one reason they were given the go ahead to investigate him for corruption. It's because they allowed it. That is it. Same thing with any investigation they do. They don't go unless they get a green light from somebody.
It's the J. Edgar Hoover FBI again. The corruption, they get up there on their little stage and they're in front of Congress and they talk about how great the FBI and how great their officers are, how American. No, they're corrupt.
They've never been. They've never been.
Yeah,
their entire organization has been built around the idea of spying on the American people and arresting people they dislike. Period. It has always been that. Anybody that thinks otherwise is just kidding yourselves.
It's an interesting state of affairs, people, and what's going to end up happening is they have to start reining these people back in. They have to start bringing them back to their reality, to the company line. Keep you towing it. If you look, do you remember some time ago California started to have the same statements made and they shut him up without having to do a raid?
Yep.
Have you heard have you heard him say anything since they started talking about people's nothing, right?
Yeah, because he's the guy that they've picked if Biden goes down.
There you go.
And he fell down some stairs like Biden, so he'll fit that perfect.
I know that clip of him falling over those Chinese kids is amazing.
Yeah, perfect.
Everyone that's talked about the immigration issue that have had people show up that are Democrat, they spoke about it once. You never heard them speak about it again.
True.
He is the only one that has spoken up and called it what it is. And what happens to him? Okay.
You're done.
All right.
You're done.
Okay. Yep. All right. If y'all think this is some kind of the FBI is equal opportunity, you dumber than you look. You're dumber than you look and sound, because if you genuinely believe that, then something wrong with you.
Yep.
Honestly.
That's what we should start calling them, is the unsecret police, right? Because they're not secret about it. They just do it out in the open in front of you. It's like, we're not the secret police. We just do it.
The public police.
And it's not just the FBI. I mean, if you don't see the corruption in all these agencies, something's wrong with you. They're all of them are corrupt. And why do we have to have them all? I have no idea. That's still a question I ask all the time. Like, why do we need all these agencies?
You don't.
It's like, you have a project that you don't want getting started, call the EPA.
Yeah. you got something that you want not taken care of, call the GOV. Yeah.
You want your kids to succeed in school or not succeed in school? Call the Department of Education.
That's right.
Yeah, right. You want indoctrination to be a primary source of education? There you go.
You want to be unhealthy? Call NIH. Or
did you buy a silencer or suppressor for your weapon? Call the ATF.
Call the ATF.
Yeah, right. Let's get them. I mean,
did you guys see that video of that guy that said he had a gun and all of a sudden it became 3 different felonies in different states? Right. He had a pistol, right? And the pistol had this attachment for the arm. He said, "Okay, that's one felony if you go real and right." And he pulled out the brace out the back. He said, "And that's another felony right off the top." Yeah. And all he did was just add these 2 attachments that have nothing to do with the bullets, nothing to do with the rate of fire, nothing to do with anything to do with the actual work of the gun. Felony.
But they can walk up with fully semi-automatic AR-15s with suppressors and scopes and butt stocks and all types of stuff. Oh yeah, but you guys
can own Gatling guns and cannons.
Listen, bro. I hate to tell you, but you are not a gun connoisseur like me.
Okay.
You might have been in the military, but in the words of Dr. Fauci, you do not know what you are talking about. Okay, you do not know what you are talking about. A gun has 100 rounds in the chamber. Okay, yes. It is a 30 magazine ghost gun clip. Okay.
Hey, just because I was in the military, we're not experts on weapons like they think we are. We just know we know how to operate them, we know how to clean them, we know how to take them apart, but we're not like gun enthusiasts who just know everything about everything when it comes to weapons. So yeah, I believe you when you said 100 rounds in a chamber. I mean, that's believable. I
put my gun in the dishwasher. That's the best way to clean your gun.
That is
with the bullets.
Yeah.
Now, and to make sure it doesn't fire, you strap down, zip tie the trigger to the back, and you make sure that
Oh,
it's because if it
fully
doesn't,
on
it doesn't clean right inside of there. You got to keep it clean, man. Come on.
Listen,
Hey,
I'll
you
do you
know,
guys
you-
better. Look, my future gun will be fully semi-automatic.
And
Okay,
that's the best way to
well,
have it.
you know, if you want your rounds to curve, like you got to shoot around a corner. If you bend the barrel,
Bend the barrel
bend it, and
towards
it'll
you.
curve like that.
preferably towards you. If you can bend
Yeah,
it in.
you got to bend it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get one of
what's-
them pistols.
It's since they're like the Second Amendment wasn't for modern rifles. I think we deserve to have grape shot in every single house.
I want a
now.
cannon.
Mini,
I just want a cannon.
mini cannon with a grape shot right in there. So when they bust through the door, I just go.
They want us all like this. You're trying to defend your home. You're like, hold on, man.
Blunder
on.
busted out, man. There you go.
Hey, but if you manage to get that off, they're gone. If you get that
Oh my
off,
God.
gone.
And to go to Coy's
just
point, I don't want to get
fire
too
it.
far off subject, but to go to Coy's point about, when the founding fathers wrote the Constitution, they were talking about the style of weapons. And
Yeah,
you get a lot of these leftists that don't even know what AR-15 means. They're like, well, they didn't mean, when they wrote the Constitution, they didn't mean AR-15s. They were talking about hunting rifles. Well, they weren't talking about the internet either when we was talking about the First Amendment. Maybe you should go get an ink and a feather and send your mail through the freaking...
Parchment.
No, what is that
Snail
old
mail.
the Pony Express?
Pony
If you
Express.
got to send an email to
Pony
somebody,
Express.
use the Pony Express. Well, that's not
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Of course,
It's not the same. Okay, so it's not the same because I could have
Leftover.
owned a galleon and I could have had a warship in my disposal. I could just go raiding across the coast on that bitch.
Hey, look,
Come on.
Missy,
want
that's
this.
a good one. If
What's
you
that?
say pew pew pew, that also helps get off
Oh, that's
ground.
right. It does. It goes a lot further too.
Faster,
No, it's
further.
Butta jam. Okay, butta jam.
Okay. Now we know lots about guns. We are professional people. Okay. We're professionals, and what we say is 100% correcto. Okay.
Yes.
Listen to what I'm saying. We know guns better than guns knows guns.
Mhm.
Okay. We all have fully half semi double barreled AR-17 16 plus. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. And they shoot
Two.
rainbow bullets.
Version 2.
And it
Version
disintegrates.
2.
And it disintegrates its target. So
Yes,
when that round hits the target, it just explodes.
It's auto burying. They call those bullets auto burying bullets. As
Yes.
soon as you get hit, you're buried. That's it. Done.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're done. There's no burial. Can't see you. You're disappeared.
You just gone, man.
It's gone.
It's gone.
You know what I mean?
Vapor.
It makes and a 5.56 makes a hole this big.
This big.
you know?
Yeah,
That big.
speaking of that, you remember that news? They did that news article about they were showing them shoot they was like, look at that.
And it's a
They called
shotgun.
it an AR-15, but it was a shotgun, and they were shooting the watermelons. They're like, look at what the AR-15 does to this watermelon, and all us real people were like, "That's a shotgun."
And it was a 12 gauge too. They were using.
Yeah,
Oh.
wait.
And they called it an AR-15.
He was shooting a watermelon of all things too.
Yeah, he was shooting a watermelon. They were like, "Look how it impacts the watermelon, and it explodes." And all these leftists were like, "Oh my God, it's so dangerous! Look how big the round is."
It's like,
Actually,
Like that big.
technically, a shotgun has very small rounds. But hey, who's counting? If you look at
You know
the
who-
little pellets, they're like that big.
we need to get Suggs here with her biology degree to tell us how bad a 5.56 round is on a human body.
Oh, let's call her up. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Miss Suggs. We have a question for you that's biology based. What size of a hole does a 5.56 leave in the human body? Well, from my research, I think it leaves somewhere in the region to a 10 and 500 diameter hole.
Mm.
Damn.
But I'm
gonna
gonna need
confirm
about
with Mayor
350
Adams.
to answer that question.
Yeah.
I need to confirm with Daddy Adams, though.
Daddy.
Oh, man.
Daddy. Girl, stand up when you're talking to me.
When you
Don't
talk
be
to
getting
me.
on your knees. Get
I'm
on your
the
knees,
mayor.
Kamala.
Y'all might think we're
Funny.
joking fully, but we're not fully joking. Because here's the thing:
No.
that's how they really talk about guns, and that's how they really talk about us. They think we are that dumb.
Most
That
of
they
those
can
things were
talk
real
this
close.
stuff. Okay, so this is not this eventually will come back. I'm making my prediction. Y'all can make your own, but here's my prediction. Marlon Brown here on Savage
Okay.
Pictures. This is my prediction. By the end of next week, Mayor Adams will come back and change his tune about the immigration policy, and you see him get back into good graces with Biden. And the so-called raid will yield nothing, or if it does yield anything, it will yield something that have nothing to do with Mayor Adams. And it was some rogue agent, and they somehow managed to trick this poor innocent girl into thinking that he got the
Yeah.
money by honest gains. Just watch. Just watch. That's my
Or
prediction.
Russian
And do you think that biology major Suggs will take the fall for whatever happens?
No.
Like she's
No. They got to use her.
Here's what I think. I think that something will come up with her, and she's going to squeal because somebody, the American people are watching. They understand, right? And this is my prediction,
Mhm.
Michael.
Mhm.
They understand how the two-tiered justice system works in our country. So for optics, somebody has to pay something. I'm not saying she's going to jail. I'm not saying they're gonna destroy her name in some way, shape, or form, or she'll get fired. I think once she gets fired, I think she's gonna squeal like a pig and tell the truth. And then you're gonna see Mayor Adams step down quietly.
It's a black
about
female. They can't touch her, man.
No,
I know.
what's more than likely going to happen is the construction company tied to this whole thing. They're going to arrest that guy.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the fall guy.
All right, everybody, hold these predictions together.
Should
We'll
we
see
make a
who's-
bingo card?
Yeah, we'll see who's right. We'll see either who's right or who's closest.
Who's
but
closest?
we didn't
So
hear-
I'll
we
write
didn't
it
hear
down.
Yeah.
I'll write it down. Okay.
Okay.
Bro says Suggs squeals like a pig.
Mhm. And
I'd say the
truth is gonna come
construction
out.
person or somebody related to this construction company is the one
Coy.
that gets.
Company squeals.
Yeah, there you go.
What
Jay.
say you, Lee?
Oh, it's all here.
I think the Asian is going to go with she's gonna get fired only to become a political analyst for MSNBC.
Ooh.
Good one.
Oh, no, that's a
fired to
good one
CNN.
right there. That's a good one.
Okay. And I have the most convoluted one as usual. Adams changes tune
Mhm.
and no one charge.
Let me throw the wild card in there.
There's no wild cards. Your prediction is already your prediction.
No. It's kind of one of those ones of like it could happen. So he actually resigns.
I already
Quiet.
said that. I
Well,
just
yeah.
said that.
I know he resigns. Like what am I?
Jesus Christ. All right, so that's but I said that, Coy. I said he's gonna step out quietly.
Oh,
and
step out
resign.
quietly. Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking like resign before.
Yeah,
anything
that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's what I
okay.
meant. And kind of step out quietly and no one's gonna hear from him again.
All right, I have it written down. Okay.
All right. So you guys
I
keep
was-
track.
Bro,
You
I'm gonna
map-
make sure I have this right. Let me make sure I have this right. So I have it written down. Bro
Okay.
says Suggs will squeal and Adam resigns.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Coy says the company will end up paying the consequence. Lee Suggs will get fired and go to CNN. And that actually, she might still do that with all of the consequences coming through.
Sure, right.
And I say Adams will change his tune and there'll be no one charged except for maybe an outlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
We'll see
and
what
look,
happens.
here's what I'll do. I'm gonna get Marlon to send me that list, and I'm gonna post it on the Savage Patriots Facebook page so you guys can keep a tally of it.
There you go. Put it as a questionnaire.
Yeah, put that
Yes.
questionnaire.
Go for it.
I like that. I like that. No, he won't, because if he does that, everything that he gave up to not get charged will come back and he will go to jail.
Yeah.
Plus more.
Watch. Or he might end up being Hillarized. I don't know.
They're gonna find some classified documents.
And I bet you the documents will have to do with assassination of some Democrat Party member.
Yep.
Silliness. In any case, don't forget, guys, tomorrow is the Rumble Day.
Mhm.
Tomorrow will be Rumble Day. So get prepped. Do all your assignments now. Get all your house chores done. Get all your errands out of the house done today or early in the morning.
Mhm.
Send the information that you need to send to who you need to send it to. And let's show up tomorrow in large numbers because it's
Right.
going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one.
Should be fun.
Might be our most fun one yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I think so.
So Marlon, I posted a link in there that's a straw poll. So whenever you want to do like polls for the audience, you can just go ahead and go to that website, create one real quick.
Okay,
and
cool.
post it in the chat.
I'll open it up and leave it as my a tab open.
Yeah.
Biology.
Matter of fact, how much time do we got? Can we do a straw? No. How long does it
We
take?
only got 4 minutes left.
Dang. I should have thought about that earlier. It would have been
Yeah.
great to see where people's minds are at.
So,
What do
well,
you do
make up
for next-
as soon as you're done. When you set up the Savage Patriots, everyone in here should be a member of the Savage Patriots on Facebook. Anyway. So go sign up. Go sign that up.
If you haven't
Send me
already.
the link to it though. The Savage Patriots link on Facebook, so I can add it to the YouTube page. That might help.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'll send it.
and we'll deal with that. So don't forget, tomorrow, 6:30. 6:30 Eastern. For you, Michael, it is 3:30 your time. Okay,
Yes.
3.
Still getting used to this time change
All
stuff.
right. 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Mountain, 3:30
Pacific.
Pacific time. All right. So don't forget to show up tomorrow. It'll be good. Mr. Lee.
Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace.
More.